I'm Heather Hart from trainingauthors.com, and I'll be your host today. I'm here with marketing wizard Devora Lansky. Devora has been marketing online and mentoring leaders since 1994. She is the author of several Amazon best-selling books, including Book Marketing Made Easy: Simple Strategies for Selling Your Nonfiction Book Online. Devora is the producer of the annual Book Marketing Conference Online, the founder of Digital Publishing Cafe, and creator of the Becoming a Celebrity Author programs. Since 2007, Devora has worked with thousands of authors and virtual professionals in developing their skills to effectively and affordably market their books online. She is passionate about online marketing as well as helping authors to grow their business, their brand, and their book sales. Welcome, Devora. We're so glad you could join us today.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much for having me, and hi, everyone.
We're so glad you're here.
Well, thank you. So shall I take it away?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I have an exciting presentation for you folks today. I'm going to talk about becoming a celebrity author, because your presence online will provide you with opportunities to reach audiences that in days gone by you could have never reached. And what I've done is I've prepared a PowerPoint so you have a visual presentation. Besides seeing my smiling face and twinkling eyes, I actually have a visual so that we can reinforce the learning. So I'm going to go ahead and cue up the visual, and we'll get started. And as we go along, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and type them into the question box, because we're going to have a Q&A period at the end of the presentation. So let's get started.
All right, we're looking forward to this. And like she said, there's the question box that you can type in your questions to, and I'll read those out when we're ready for them so that we can get all of them answered for you.
So Heather, can you see my screen?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get started. So what does it mean to be a celebrity author in today's high-tech world? We're going to talk about how you can gain exposure to the exact readers who are hungry for your message. I'd like to thank Shelley and Heather for hosting this event today, and I'm so glad that you could be here. Thank you all for your time. I hope you learn a great deal. That's our goal, and you may want to have pencil and paper handy, because the tips that you're going to learn today, you'll be able to apply right away. So becoming a celebrity author will open up doors of opportunity for you. People in your audience, people who are hungry for your book, will be able to easily find you. You'll be a highly requested speaker, both online and in your local community. You'll sell more books, you'll make more money, and you'll have more fun. The power of marketing your books online is something that can grow exponentially. So if you've not yet harnessed the power of the internet, it's likely that you're not selling many books. You could be the unusual person or the rare person that is, but if you aren't marketing online, there's an untapped resource of riches at your fingertips that you're not accessing. So here's an analogy. Having a book that isn't selling is like having a Ferrari parked in your garage with no plans of taking it out for a drive. It's like you're sitting on cash, and we're going to talk about how to change that. So during our time together today, we'll explore how becoming a celebrity author can have a positive impact on your life and your finances, the importance of developing your online presence and platform, how to harness the power of virtual tools, ways to reach more readers, and this will allow you to become a highly sought-after speaker, both virtually and locally in your town. You'll be able to sell more books and products, get endorsed by leaders in your field. And when you're endorsed by leaders, if you're endorsed by someone who refers you to their community, you have already created a relationship, a connection of trust with your audience. So think about that for a moment. When you are looking for a plumber for your home, you could look in the yellow pages, either the book in your cupboard or online, or you can ask a friend or neighbor. And when a friend or neighbor gives you a recommendation for somebody, there's already that level of trust. So when you call that plumber, if you have a good feeling about him or her, it's very likely that you'll hire them and invite them into your home. Well, the same thing when you're endorsed by leaders in your field, and I'm going to share with you several ways to make that happen. What happens is there's already a level of trust with that person's audience. So, for example, Heather and Shelley have invited me to share this information with you. And my guess is that you are feeling receptive to the information and are hopefully intrigued about the connection that we could potentially have because we have something in common. We have a friend in common, and there's that level of trust. Well, that's what will happen for you when you're endorsed by leaders in your field. Also, but by becoming a celebrity author, you can become a best-selling author, which, again, that raises your credibility and increases your income, and much more. So I have a question for you, and this is going to give you a chance to find the Q&A section of the Google Hangout. If you're on the live call, we want to make sure that you know where the chat field is, because you may have questions as we go along. So if what you've heard so far, does this sound good to you? Would you like to learn these things? Go ahead and type in the chat field so that we know that you know where that field is, and so that we know that we are delivering the right content to the right audience. Heather, do you see comments coming through?
I've had a couple, yes.
Fantastic. Well, welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get started with the content. Your message is powerful beyond measure. We take it for granted the areas of expertise that we have. It's very common for people to feel, oh, this is just something I do, it's nothing special. But think about the people who are hungry for that content, who don't have expertise in the area that you do. You're actually going to be helping people. So developing your celebrity author platform will allow you to share your message, help more people, and achieve your dreams. The evolution of book marketing, when authors would publish a book in days gone by, they would have to load up a suitcase, ship boxes to locations, or load up the trunk of their car and drive from venue to venue, from town to town, hoping that people would show up for their book signings. Well, authors are still attending local events or traveling to events, but we now have the opportunity to tap the internet. And with the internet, the speed in which you can get your message out in front of hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of people is staggering. And again, the strategies I'm going to show you today are ones that you'll be able to put into action right away to start growing your reach, your credibility, and your book sales. Now, for those of you who are thinking, well, my book's not quite published, or my book's still an idea in my mind, or my book is already published, wherever you are on that continuum, I want you to know that you're in the right place, because you can apply these strategies to where you are. Developing
Absolutely. I always say that it's never too early or too late to start marketing your books. I just want to stress the importance of what you just said. It's just so true.
Well, thank you, Heather. And I think that's reassuring, because sometimes authors feel like, well, I haven't published a book yet, so I can't market it. Well, I'll share with you that when I first started marketing, I've been marketing online, as Heather said, since 1994. And when I published my first book in 2007, I decided to use online marketing strategies to promote my book. And I started before I wrote the first word of my book. I picked my title and then started developing my platform from there. Then by the time your book is published, you have this really strong foundation, this really strong platform, raving fans in place. And for those of you who published your book last week, last year, several years ago, as long as the content is current, you can start from where you are and build your following now. So it's all in the right timing.
Absolutely.
So let me just share a moment why I'm qualified to teach on this topic. As mentioned, I've been marketing online since 1994. I'm the best-selling author of several books. I'm the producer of the annual book marketing conference online. And I've taught thousands of authors and virtual professionals how to effectively and affordably market their books using online marketing strategies. So you're in good hands with I didn't mention it here, but I have a master's in education. I love teaching, and I'm excited to share this content with you. I also want to encourage you. I know we're all busy and we have lots of things going on, but I really want to encourage you to really focus in on this content and take notes, because you can apply this to developing your author platform and becoming a celebrity author right away. And I have a gift for you. I'm going to take many of the concepts we're talking about and others, and I've put together a 20-plus page guide that you're going to receive as a gift at the end of this presentation. So be sure to stay on to the very end, because you'll receive that gift, but most importantly, I really don't want you to miss a single tip, idea, or strategy, because they say you never know what one thing you can hear that can change everything. And my hopes, and I know that Shelley and Heather, our hopes for you, is that you take your message and share it with the world and experience the joy of you living your authentic dream and achieving your goals.
Absolutely. You can't see me nodding, but I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. So
well,
true.
I'm not surprised that we're on the same page, Heather. and that's exciting, and that's our communities are so connected, and that's why we do so many things together. So again, it's an honor to be here.
We're so glad to have you.
I do want to share with you, if you find this content compelling and you want to take a deeper dive, more than we can cover in an hour, at the end of this presentation, once I've delivered on my promise to provide you with powerful content that you can put in play right away, I will be sharing an exciting training opportunity for you at a very, very exclusive way. So you'll hear about that a little bit later. So what does it mean to be a celebrity author in today's high-tech world? And when I use the term high-tech, I don't want that to frighten you. Some of you are very comfortable with online technology, while others would rather outsource that or rather not go into the realm of anything called high-tech. Well, one of the skills that I've developed is how to teach highly intelligent authors who are passionate about sharing their message how to harness the power of web technology in a way that's easy and that is very affordable or even free. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you how to gain exposure to the exact readers who are hungry for your message. So what does becoming a celebrity author mean to you? And what I'd like you to do is, in the chat field, I want you to answer that question, because I'll tell you, I have asked this question of our author community, and I've had hundreds of responses, and I'm going to share some of those with you. I poll our author community quarterly, and I've done so for about 6 years. And I always find the information factual and interesting, and it gives me a sense of, what our authors want to learn more about, what our demographics are. But when I ask this question, this is the most powerful question I have ever asked, I was moved to tears. And you might want to get your Kleenex out, because I'm going to share with you some of the responses. But your answer to this question can be the one thing that shifts everything in your life and in your business and in your book sales. So think about that for a minute, and if you feel comfortable sharing, I'd love to invite you in the chat field, and in a few minutes, Heather, I'm going to ask you to read a couple of them if you would. But in the chat field, answer this question if you would. What does becoming a celebrity author mean to you? What kind of impact would that have on your life? And when you're typing that in, I'm going to share some of the responses from our author community. A celebrity author contributes to the betterment of the world in a spirit of service and humility. It enables you to reach and help others in a way that would be almost impossible otherwise. It would allow me a forum to influence people, thereby I might be able to change something for the good in this world of ours. And here are a few more quick ones. Financial freedom, having a best-selling book, having readers worldwide. I'll be able to better take care of my family. Visibility that leads to book sales. It means being recognized for my work and getting recognition as a writer. That readers have found value and interest in what I have written. So can you resonate with some of these comments? And Heather, do we have some of the comments from our audience? I would love to hear some of the responses. Heather, you there?
Yes, sorry. One person said that they would have the money to pay the medical bills. That's what it would mean to them. Another person has said to be on the New York Times bestseller list and to have people on the streets recognize them as an author.
So you see how heartfelt this is? This is your why. This is your, when you have a deep-seated why, W-H-Y, for why you're doing what you're doing, it's going to give you the motivation to push through on the good days and on the challenging days, and to realize that your purpose is bigger than you, and that your being successful is about you, your family, and it's about serving others. So if you type that into the chat box, or you have the thought in your mind, regardless, take a notepad, take a little piece of paper, and write down your answer to what becoming a celebrity author means to you. That would be a good thing to have on a sticky right near your computer. So think of the possibilities. How would it change your life to achieve this goal? What if you were able to reach hundreds of new readers for your book? What about thousands or tens of thousands? How would that impact the world? How would that impact your self-esteem, your conviction that you're on the right path, and your finances? Well, that's what celebrity author status can offer you. Let's talk now about 5 ways, and this is where you'll want to have your notepad ready. 5 ways to increase your visibility and your celebrity author status. The first way is to develop your platform. So let's talk about what does that mean, your platform. An author platform is a place where people can come to connect with you. It's where you share your message or your book. And it refers to your following and your readership. And if you think about a platform, you could also think of the word stage. Your platform raises your visibility, so it raises you up so more people can see you and hear you, and allows you to get to know people and for people to get to know you. So when people talk about platform, it's the visual, but it's also, if you have 5,000 followers on Twitter, that's your platform. If you speak on certain topics and you travel to different teleseminars, that's your platform. So developing your author platform is going to expand your reach and increase your credibility. The fastest way to do this is to develop your blog. And your blog, typically on a WordPress.org blog platform, though there are many different platforms to choose from, that is today's website. In days gone by, we used to have to either know how to program HTML websites, or we had to pay thousands of dollars to have somebody set up our site, and then hundreds of dollars anytime we wanted to make a change. Well, today, with the blogging platforms used as our website, we can go in there and add content and make changes as easily as it is to add content to a Word document. So when I use the term blog or website, I'm using those terms interchangeably. Today's website, the most powerful website, is built on a blogging platform. So the fastest way to develop that platform is to gain credibility. And to gain credibility, you want to have an attractive, branded-looking blog that attracts your target audience. So when you go to your site, do you go there and say, wow, I love this site. I can't wait to invite people here. They're going to just know exactly what it is that I talk about? Or when you go to your site, is it a random hodgepodge of cooking recipes and ideas that thoughts that you had when you were on a hiking trip, and maybe a promotion for a blender over on Amazon, and a story that you heard about a guy singing, which are all wonderful, and you may want to have that on a hobby blog, but do those things relate to your message and your book? For your book, for your purposes as a celebrity author, you want to have a dedicated blog that focuses on your message. If you write on several topics, you may want to have a blog that focuses on you as the author. If you write, like Shelley and Heather and I, we write about book marketing. So our blogs, our sites are dedicated to areas related to the topic of book marketing, and that's very broad. That can include hundreds of topics, but every topic that we write about relates to our umbrella message. So
Absolutely.
What's your, go ahead, Heather.
I just wanted to add in real quick that you can actually have more than one blog, because I have the blog with Shelley where we do the book marketing, but then I have a separate blog where I blog about other things related to writing or related to my life, so that I can connect with other people that way. So you can have more than one blog if you write in multiple genres, or if you just want two different platforms for your blogging.
Exactly. And as I was saying, you might want to have a hobby blog. A lot of people are interested in green juice drinks and healthy living. And if that's a passion of yours, but you don't write about it, have a blog about it. You're going to gain credibility, and you can also, mention your books over there. But for the purposes of becoming a celebrity author, you want to have a site that's dedicated to your message, dedicated to the topic of your book or books, or focused on you as an author. So you want to spend some time on your site. So go there as if you were a brand new viewer to your site, because this site is your online hub. So visualize a wheel where the center hub is connected with spokes that go out to the outside tire. So the hub, the center, is your blog. The spokes are going out to the social networks and out to other blogs, and the tire is the internet. You also have the internet with spokes going in towards your hub from the social networks and from other blogs. So your blog is the center of your online world. It's where people come to find out about you, to buy your book, to find out about your books, to find out about what you teach and who you are. So that blog, that hub, is such an important place. And what you want to do, as I was starting to say, is make yourself a note to visit your site as if you were someone in your target market who didn't know you. And what you want to do is, on that site, look and see, is it ready for company? Or is the content clear? Is your picture on the site? Is your book cover on the site? When people click on links, do they end up on the correct page, or do they go to an error page? So just as if you were to invite people to your house for coffee or for a visit, you're going to clean the kitchen, you may vacuum, straighten the, you're going to straighten up. Even if your house is really, really neat, you're still, it's in our nature to straighten up when we have company. Well, that's what you want to do with your blog. So make yourself a note to get your blog ready for company. Make sure that it's branded with, has your picture there, and that it looks neat and attractive, and it reflects your message. And again, as Heather was saying, it could be that you don't have a blog like that yet. You can set up a new blog. There's no limit to the number you can have. You just don't want to spread yourself too thin. So for your purposes as a celebrity author, make sure you have a place that reflects your message, that's neat and tidy, and that attracts your target reader. The next strategy is participating in teleseminars. And teleseminars is where people go to listen in via the internet or over the phone line. What this will do is raise your visibility and position you as an expert in your topic. Will also allow you to build relationships with readers because they hear your voice and they connect with you on a deeper level than they do just reading a blog post. Because with a blog post that's just written, people may skim and be gone. But if they're listening and you're talking about something of interest to them, they're going to stick around longer and you're going to create a bond, and they may go on to reach out to you. This will also allow you to be seen as an authority on your topic, because when you are on a teleseminar, which is in essence a conference call, and you're interviewing an industry expert, or you're being interviewed by an industry expert, you'll be seen as an expert by association. And this is a fantastic way for you to reach new audiences and thousands of potential book buyers. So think about that for a moment. Let's say once a month or once a week, you are on a call with an expert in your field, whether it's someone that you're interviewing or someone who's interviewing you or someone who's having you, like I'm doing here, I'm doing a training. Now, if we just had the audio part, this would be a teleseminar. But because we have the audio and video, this is a video presentation. Could be considered a webinar. There's a lot of flexibility in the terms being used. But for our purposes, on tip number 2, we're talking about teleseminars. What's going to happen is the person that you're interviewing or the person that's interviewing you is going to promote that call to their audience. So let's say they have a list of 500 or 50,000 people, and they post a comment or an article on their blog, and they send out an email letting people know about your interview. Just think about the number of people you just reached. Well, what if you did that once a month or once a week? Just think of the number of people that you could reach. And what I want to share with you now are ways that you can really maximize that experience so that it's not just a hit or miss opportunity. So you want to prepare for your teleseminars. First thing you want to do is you prepare your content if you want to prepare content that your audience is thirsty for. So you could be offering an author interview, but unless the audience is specifically interested in your specific story, you might want to keep the part about your journey to a minimum and tie it into your message. So if you share your story, like, well, I was born here and I grew up here, it's like people aren't going to be really tuned into that. But if your message relates to a hardship that you experienced, you could say, I grew up here when I was, 9 years old. I had this life-changing experience, and this is what happened to me. And as a result, and then you fast forward as a teen, as an adult, and I decided to go on and write on this topic. First of all, I'm getting chills right now, so it must be true. But second of all, you're going to touch people with your story because they're going to see that you lived through that experience. So you could be offering a training, you could be offering your journey. You want it to be content that your audience is thirsty for. And before you start doing teleseminars and participating in teleseminars, you want to make sure that your blog is ready for company, as we said earlier. So make sure when you go to your site, it looks like it represents your topic, and the links go where you want them to link. There's a picture of you, and people will go there and want to explore because it's so attractive and the content is so compelling. Now, to maximize the opportunity, instead of just being on the teleseminar and saying, yes, my name is so-and-so and I write such and such a book, and then people are going to, probably 1 in 1,000 people will do anything with that information. But if you say, and if you are intrigued by what we talk about today, I have a special report, or I have a checklist, or I have a gift for you, and I'd like you to go over to www. And you give them your site, your URL, and put in your name and your email address, and I will immediately send that special report to you. Now, people interested in your topic are going to really want that, and that will allow you to grow your list, grow your relationships with those people ongoing, and really help you expand your reach. You can also brand your gift so that your subscribers know how to find you. So instead of downloading a PDF which has your name on the front, like where it says "By," and it's like "By Heather Hart," which is lovely, now you know Heather's name, what if you had a table of contents, you had a page about the author with a picture of the author, a brief bio, like 150 words, a couple of pictures of their products or their books, and then in the footer of each page, it had the URL. And at the end of the special report, if you're interested in this topic, you may want to purchase this book, or you may want to take our course on such and such. So you're really branding the gift, and a PDF is the easiest gift to provide. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and for those of you just joining us, I have a gift for you today, and you don't have to opt in for it. It's just a gift that, as a participant in this Google Hangout, you will just have immediate access to it. You're going to be able to use, it's a 20-plus page report on becoming a celebrity author with actual hands-on action steps that you can take. The reason I'm talking about that now, and I'll be giving that to you at the end of this Hangout, the reason I'm sharing that now is because when you download that report, I want you to look at the format of that report, because you can borrow any of, not the content itself, but the formatting ideas that you can apply to your own work. So you could brand your gift so that people could find you moving forward. And I hope you find that helpful. Let's go on to strategy number 3, and that's harnessing the power of online radio and podcast. So you might be asking, well, what's the difference between online radio and a teleseminar? Those terms could be used interchangeably, or they could be different formats. For example, a radio show might be on a series of talks on a specific topic, and you could easily have advertising in there so you can monetize your radio show. Today's show is sponsored by so-and-so. If you're interested, go over and you give them an affiliate URL to the product. And that's a great way to monetize your radio show. You can also, and this is what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to show you how to tap into a radio show platform that provides you with a built-in audience and positions you as an expert in your niche. I'm also going to show you how you can use a podcast to further increase your reach and your visibility. Now, I'm a visual person. I want you to imagine that you are looking at a clear pond, like a big pond, like a mini lake, right? So you're looking out at the water. It's a beautiful day. The water is crystal clear. Take a rock and throw it into as far as you can, and it's going to start to create a ripple. And each of those ripples going out and out and out and out are the different strategies that you're applying. And with each new strategy, you're taking that ripple and having it expand further and further and further out into the shores, or in this case, out into the internet. So what a podcast is a recording of a teleseminar or a recording of a radio show that you can make available for people, for example, on iTunes in the Apple Store, where they can download or have a reminder sent to them that a new episode has been produced. So you don't have to go out there and constantly remind people. They can either go to the store and search for your topic area, or they can subscribe and get a notification every time there's a new podcast. With today's technology, they can actually get it automatically delivered to their phone or their mobile device. So in a moment, I'm going to show you how to tie all of this together easily and for free. So publishing your podcast, not only on your website, but to the Apple iTunes Store, takes that ripple on the pond even further. And what that does is it allows more people to find you, because when you publish to the Apple iTunes Store, You can list keywords. So if someone's interested in book marketing or farming yellow tomatoes or whatever your topic is, they'll be able to find you by your search words. So blogtalkradio.com is the platform I'm going to share with you that offers all of those things. Offers you the ability to be easily found, offers you the ability to produce an online radio show, to broadcast a podcast right from Blog Talk Radio, from your blog, and publish your podcast to iTunes. And what you can do is later on, you can go over to blogtalkradio.com, and we're going to talk about now how to identify what type of radio show you might want to publish. And then a little bit later, you can go over to blogtalkradio.com and set up your own radio station. On Blog Talk Radio, they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of listeners who are searching for specific topics. So you could easily get found, and they have what they call a show widget. So each of your shows, you can copy this code and paste it into your blog, and people will be able to listen to your radio show from your site. Or your listeners can take that widget, that code, and paste it onto their site. Or someone who, let's say Heather or Shelley or Heather, we're interested in book marketing. We can go look for shows on book marketing, copy the code to the show, and post it on our site as a blog post. And just think of the ripple effect as you reach more people. So let's talk about, go ahead, Heather.
Right. Shelley and I talk all the time about the importance of repurposing content. So just kind of to tie it all together, you know, if you take that original teleseminar and you have it recorded and you post it on the Blog Talk Radio as a podcast, you can also send that out to your following, and it just repurposes it in so many ways so it has that lasting effect. It's not just a one-time shot, it's an ongoing marketing effort to continually market your book. And that's just, it's so important to repurpose all of your marketing content so you do get the maximum out of it.
Exactly. That is a great point. It's like create it once and then share it in many different ways so that you reach the audience where they are. Brilliant, Heather. Thank you. So let's talk about the type of radio show that you might like to produce. And here's a couple of tips that can help you identify that. First of all, make a list of topics that would be of interest to your target audience. This list of topics, those can be episodes or shows on your radio show. Then look at that list and say, what does that list have in common? So for example, if I was going to create a list, I would put video book trailers and marketing on Amazon and author teleseminars and author book talk, things like that. And I would look at it and say, book marketing would be the umbrella topic for that. So what would be your umbrella topic? The larger topic that all of the list of shows that you'd like to produce can fall under, and that will become the name or the focus of your show. And then what you do is you go over to blogtalkradio.com, you pick the name of your station, so you want to pick it carefully because that's what's going to show up in the URL. And then they have great tutorials will walk you through setting up your own radio show. And then be sure to come back here and post a link to your radio show so that we can learn from one another and cheer each other on and get examples that we can all learn from. So I'm really going to encourage you. This is a lot of fun and will really broaden your reach. Number 4 is video. And video engages the viewers and encourages them to take action. And I'm going to talk about 2 different types of video today. So producing video online is easier today than ever before. It used to be daunting and involved and required expensive equipment, and you can still go that route, or you can use simple, free, and fast, and that's what we're going to talk about. So people enjoy consuming video. You're watching a video right now. It's entertaining, it's relaxing, it causes us to just be able to sit and enjoy. We're being entertained while learning. So people love video. Your video also will sell your audience on you. because they'll be able to see if you're sincere or not. They'll be able to see if you know your topic or not, and they'll be able to connect with you. They'll be able to see you and hear your voice. So provide ways for people to connect with you, your message, or your product, and video is a great way to do that. So here are a few ideas. The first one is video book trailers. A video book trailer typically is 60 to 90 seconds maximum. It can be you sitting at your desk, it can be you holding your book, or it can be images, music, and a PowerPoint presentation, something nice and simple. There are professional video book trailers that can cost you thousands of dollars, or you can produce simple book trailers using a specific formula, have it look professional, have it take you a short period of time, and have it market your book for you. Now, I did mention at the end of this presentation, I am going to share with you how you can dive deeper on any of these topics, and one of the topics is on video book trailers. So you'll be able to learn how to create your own video book trailer, hands-on, in 30 minutes. And I'll tell you about that in just a little while. A book trailer provides you with a bite-sized infomercial about your book. It allows readers to connect with your message and get intrigued. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, how many pictures is in a video? It really will intrigue the viewer. If they're interested in your topic, the likelihood of them clicking over to Amazon, especially if you provide them with a URL to Amazon. So when you list your video book trailer on YouTube, in the description, be sure to list the URL to your Amazon page and make sure that when you click it, it goes to your Amazon page. And that will get you more book sales and more noticeability. What you do in creating a simple book trailer that is powerful and affordable is you provide visual images in living color, which creates interest and encourages action. The other type of video that's so easy today, and here we are on a Google Hangout. A Google Hangout allows you to have your own television show, your own online interview series, your own coaching session, however you see that you'd like to use video, author interviews, book talks, etc. You can record it on Google Hangout and have it go live on YouTube. And then you can decide to leave it as a public video over on YouTube, or you can make it private so only the people who have the URL can see it. Lots of possibilities. So Google Hangout is a simple free way that allows you to offer online webinars as well as video recordings that you can share on YouTube. There are so many things that you can do with Google Hangouts. You could do a training like we're doing now. You can meet with one or more clients for a private or group session and have it recorded. So let's say you're explaining to someone how to set up their blog. Well, why not record it with a Google Hangout and set it as a private video, and they have their own visual coaching session. So there's so much you can do. You can interview authors. You can do book talks where each week you talk about a different chapter or a different section of your book. So I know I have the wheels going, so jot down some of those notes. So it's a pretty powerful way for you to share your message. And again, taking that ripple effect even further. And then last but not least is online book promotion strategies that go beyond what we just spoke about. So what you want to do, and here are some tips. John Kramer, who's considered the grandfather of book marketing, he wrote the book 1001 Ways to Market Your Book. He says if you're serious about promoting your book and you want your book to be successful and you want to be a successful author, do one thing every day for each of your books for 3 years. Some of us think, well, I published the book, I'm done. I'm going to go write the next book. Can you imagine that? Now, it doesn't have to be you spend the whole day every day for 3 years. Spend 5 minutes. Go over to Twitter, share a quote. Go over to Amazon Author Central and update your video. Or create a special vanity URL, which is free to do over on Amazon Author Central. Something every single day. So you want to create a habit of doing this. And one way you create the habit is to plug it into your calendar so that so that you get used to prioritizing the activities. There are so many activities to choose from. You don't need to be overwhelmed, and you don't need to do them all at once. So we talked about 5 different activities today. So in a moment, in this number 5, I'm going to share with you some specific activities. So pick one of these topic areas, master it, get comfortable with it, make it a habit, and then pick another one. So you're creating building blocks and stepping stones. This will allow you to, again, take that ripple effect even further and grow your reach exponentially. And the most powerful way to get this accomplished is to pick a time in your calendar, whether it's 7:45 every morning, plug it in your calendar, Monday through Friday, whether it's whatever it is in your schedule, a time that you can consistently spend 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, doing something to market your book. Do that for 21 work days, and you will be amazed with what you'll be able to accomplish, with what you have accomplished, and with how things have grown with your book, with your reach, and with your enthusiasm about marketing your book. So here are a few types of promotional activities that go beyond what we already spoke about. You can share tips on the social networks. You can share a tip from your book. You can share a quote from your book. You can share how you came up with your book idea to inspire other authors. Sky's the limit. Share a tip on the social networks. Streamline your Amazon Author Central page. What you do is you go to, I believe it's authorcentral.amazon.com, and you have to have a book published. And once you do, there are approximately 12 things that you can do on your Amazon Author Central page. And in the gift I'm giving you today, I have several of those listed that you can just go in, look at the visual, follow along, and enhance your Amazon Author Central page. So that is a powerful marketing activity. Gives you a lot of credibility over on Amazon, because when people click on your name next to your book, it will go to your Author Central page. And you can have a link to your website, you can have your Twitter feed, your blog feed, videos, all kinds of things. You also want to visit blogs that attract your target audience. So that first of all, you get a sense of who are the experts in your field, and so that you can connect with them. And one way to connect with them is to develop a commenting strategy. So you read their blog post, and as you're reading their blog post, you comment. You don't just say, nice post. You say, oh, I found it so interesting when you said such and such. I didn't realize, and you say something thought-provoking. Or you answer questions. And when you're answering questions from your audience, they're going to see you as an expert on your topic, and don't be surprised if that blog owner doesn't reach out to you to ask if you'd like to write an article for their site. And that's called guest blogging. And personally, I find guest blogging to be one of the most powerful ways to reach thousands of new people, because the blog owners are clearly endorsing you. They have you on their site as a guest author, and they will promote you to their audience, and people will see you there ongoing, because the blog posts, they're typically up for years and years. And at the bottom of each blog post, you can have approximately 100 words where you share your name, your title, your book title, one sentence about what it is you do, and a compelling reason why people should come to your site. If you enjoyed today's article and you'd like a free report on such and such, come on over to www. and you share your site. That is powerful. I've participated in guest blogging for years, and I can say that that is the activity that, the number one activity that contributed to my becoming a best-selling author multiple times, and that's called guest blogging. So you want to connect with people who write on your topic and become a guest blogger on their site, but you can also invite experts on your topic to post on your site. So you're getting these backlinks going back and forth between the blogs, and their readers are coming over to your site, so it's great cross-pollination strategy. And what this will do is broaden your reach and help you build powerful alliances with people in your field. So let's recap the 5 ways to increase your visibility and your celebrity author status. The first one is to develop your platform. The second is to participate in teleseminars. The third is to harness the power of web audio with your own online radio show and podcast. The fourth is to provide web video for your audience in the form of Google Hangouts and a book trailer. And 5, actively promote your book online every day. Plug it into your calendar and watch what happens over the next couple of weeks. So by becoming a celebrity author, you're going to receive more speaking invitations, both locally in your area and virtually. You'll sell more books and products, earn higher coaching fees, or sell more of your services, and you'll get your message out there and reach the exact people who would benefit from your content, and much, much more. So this is the time, in just a moment, I'm going to open up and answer your questions. But before I do, I want to ask you a few questions. I also want to remind you to be sure to stick around, because at the end of this video, the end of this Google Hangout, I have a very special gift for you. So does the idea of developing your celebrity author status excite you? You could find the chat box and type in, does it excite you, the possibilities? Did you learn something new today? Would you like to learn even more about harnessing the power of the internet so you can take that ripple effect on that pond even further? Well, then I'd like to invite you to join us. Remember, I said earlier, I'm going to show you a way that you can dive deeper on this topic for a results-driven, supportive, interactive, action-packed event. It's called the Become a Celebrity Author Bootcamp, and this is our 6th annual book marketing conference online. This is a powerful event, a multi-week event, multi-speaker event, where each week we focus in a different topic area, you learn content, and then we come together for a hands-on Q&A session after you've applied the provided action steps. So you're going to end up with your own video book trailer, with your own enhanced blog, etc. I'm going to share with you briefly what the topic areas are. So how valuable would it be to you to learn how to fast-track your success, to gain exposure to thousands of new buyers who are hungry for your message, to team up and network with others who have either already achieved celebrity author status or who are on the path to celebrity authorship? Well, then I'd like to invite you to join us for this exciting 5-week learning opportunity. You can take the content that we learned today and you can apply it and run with it and become a celebrity author. The thing is, most of us, we take notes and they end up in a pile on our desk that we mean to get to sometime. What if you could team up with others who are really ready to take action, where you're given step-by-step training with hands-on action steps and then a supportive learning environment where you can ask your specific questions to get things done and really raise your celebrity author status? You have the opportunity to be in a supportive environment with others on the celebrity author path. And this is a lot of fun. This is our 6th year running this event, but this is the first year that we're offering it in this format. And that's because we listen to our attendees and we keep getting the comments of, you know, it was so enjoyable to attend 3 to 5 workshops a day for a week or for 2 weeks, but I have this notebook full of ideas, my head is swimming, and I don't even know where to start. So we decided to scale it way back, really focus on what's most important to authors today and how we can help people actually take action and get things done. So you have access to several guest experts, and I will also be one of the instructors. These are just some of our guest experts, and they'll be teaching you how to produce teleseminars from A to Z, how to set up your own online radio show, and how you can really harness the power of your podcast. Those will be taught by, these are our speakers below, and you'll see a picture from left to right of Donna Kozik. Donna's going to be teaching us about how to write your first book or your next book. Connie's going to be teaching us about how to really maximize your podcast. And then we have Carol, who's the second to the right. She's going to show us how to actually broadcast our own Google Hangout for authors. And then we have Donna at the far left, who's going to teach us how to write our first or next book quickly. And we have Jeanette, who's going to teach us how to have fun and profit with book launch strategies. Each week we have a different focus area. We have action steps. We have people working together, teaming up, and then we come together for an interactive Q&A call. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I have something very special to share with you in just about a moment. So this program is for you if you want to dramatically and immediately increase your market visibility, sell more books, drive listeners to your website, get personally introduced to new audiences who are thirsty for your content, and achieve celebrity author status. I'd like to invite you to reserve your spot, and I want to share with you something very special. The normal price for this program is $297. The webinar special is $147, but I have something even further. Today, because of this webinar special where Shelley and Heather and I are teaming up, for the next few days only, you can access this entire program, the audios, the videos, the PDFs, the workshops, the Q&A calls, the community center, the transcripts, and more for 5 weeks of hands-on content for only one payment of $97. And it comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. You can attend for the first 3 weeks. Enjoy everything. Fully participate. And at the end of 3 weeks, if you feel it's not for you or it didn't meet your expectations, you just put in a support ticket and you'll receive an immediate refund, no questions asked. So there's no risk involved. And I'm going to take questions in just a moment, both about our presentation and training today and questions about the boot camp. You'll find a link in the if you're in YouTube, you'll find it below the video. If you are in the event area, you'll find, Heather will tell you in just a moment how to find that URL, but let me share with you. I'm going to read it out loud. It's www.trainingauthors.com/celebrity author-bootcamp. trainingauthors.com/celebrity author-bootcamp. So that is something that can really help you take all of these ideas, put them into action, and really give you that momentum that you deserve and desire.
I think this new format is amazing, Devorah. I'm so excited to see where it's going to go. As you mentioned, on the event page, there is, on the details of the event, there's a spot that says official site, and that will take you directly to that page where you can learn more about that boot camp.
And when you go to that page, I want to show you what you'll see. This is the page that you'll see, so you know you're in the right place. You'll scroll to the bottom, you'll see that very special price, which is only going to be up for a couple of days. And after that, you'll get the the next lowest price. But now is the time to really maximize your opportunity, access everything, and you have the full guarantee.
That's an incredibly low price, Devorah. I'm just amazed that you're offering that. That's a couple of lattes a week for 5 weeks. That would totally cover the cost.
I know, Heather. Well, I wanted to do something really special because I feel that this is so important. I see so many authors wanting to take action. One of our authors said to me today, she said, you know, I have spent more time on my site today than I have in the last, I think she said year, because of wanting to be there, of refining her site, of knowing exactly step by step what to do to take her blog from blah to wow. And that's what we're seeing. People are so proud of their blogs. They're getting speaking engagements. They're getting invited on telesummits. Their books are getting noticed. They're getting picked up on news feeds. So it's pretty exciting.
It is, and I get questions all the time, asking people, can you take me hand by hand and walk me through this? And that's exactly what you're providing. I mean, this is something people have been asking for, so I'm really excited to see how it works.
Well, thank you. So do we have questions coming through the Q&A box?
We do. The first one is, what is your opinion of blog hops? You talked about the importance of blogging. Have you had any experience with blog hops, and what do you think of them?
I've heard of the term blog hops, but I don't exactly know what that means. I could imagine what it means, and if the person could clarify, that would be great. But what I would imagine it would be is that it's like a virtual blog tour is what I would call it, where and you'll see that on any of the sites that where I have my books, is I've conducted a virtual blog tour for each or a virtual book tour for each of my books, where I do what I would call a blog hop. So day 1, I'm going to go over to Heather's blog and I'm going to blog about this. And day 2, I'm going to go over to Shelley's blog and I'm going to share an audio interview. And day 3, I'm going to meet with Carol and we're going to do a Google Hangout. And typically I'll do 21 days for my books, and it really gets momentum going. And that's actually one of the workshops, I didn't mention that, but one of the workshops I'll be teaching at this boot camp is exactly how to do that, because I've had success and had several books go to bestseller using that process. So for the person who wrote that, if a blog hop is something different, please let me know. Otherwise, what I described would be my understanding of a blog hop.
Well, I've actually done some blog hops that are a little bit different. What they are is where one person hosts it, and what they do is they allow everyone else to write a post on the same topic and link up to the original post. So they can there's links. If you go to the main post, there's links to all these different posts by all these different authors. And it's like a virtual book tour, only for different blogs. It's all on the same topic. And the ones that I've been part of, some of them are really awesome. They can increase your readership amazing, because you get all these authors who wrote similar posts coming to see what you wrote about the same topic. And they can just be amazing tools to increase your readership. However, some of them aren't so good. So you just kind of have to evaluate them one-on-one, which ones you want to participate in and which ones you don't.
That makes a lot of sense. I would say if it's targeted on a topic that's of interest to your readers, it could be really worthwhile. If it's just random, like, hey, who wrote a book? Who has hair? It's like, you don't want to be doing that.
Exactly.
Do you have any further questions coming through or comments?
Lots of comments. I wanted to read through some more of these about what it means to them to be a celebrity author.
Yeah.
One of them said, just being acknowledged for my creativity. There's one. I want to encourage more people than I currently do and help them with their understanding of my niche. It would help my family in ways that I can't help them now. Just all these benefits of being a celebrity author. So that's just what I'm seeing come through.
Those are heartfelt. You see what I mean about just being so moving?
Yes.
Well, Heather, I have so enjoyed being on this training with you, and I'm happy to stay on if we have additional questions. And as soon as we wrap up with the question section, I'm going to share with people how they can get their free gift from me.
Well, I'm not seeing any others on here right now.
Okay. Well, if we have questions, further questions, I'm happy to circle back and answer them, so we can be in touch about that. But I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. I hope that you consider joining us for this year's boot camp and really take your celebrity authorship, whether you're a soon-to-be published author with an idea in your mind or a book on your desk, or someone who's already published. The boot camp is for you, and I hope that you'll consider joining us at trainingauthors.com/celebrity author-bootcamp. And to get your special gift from me that you can enjoy and apply the strategies to your book, you can visit becomeacelebrityauthor.com webinar gift. becomeacelebrityauthor.com/webinar gift. And as you go through that guide, look at it from the eyes of how you might get ideas for formatting your own gift for your own future subscribers, because you really want to add branding to that. So I hope you find it helpful. There's also a support tab on that page. If you have further questions for me or you want to share any comments, you'll see a support tab on that site as well. So Heather, anything else for now?
I don't think so. Thank you so much again for being here with us, and I'm so excited about the information that you did share. I think it's very practical, and I'm going to check out this free gift myself and just see how what wonderful material you're providing us with.
Well, you're so welcome, and thank you everyone for joining us. And Shelley and Heather, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me and sharing me with your community. Always a pleasure to team up with you.
Well, thanks again for being here. And for everyone who's listening, here's to your book marketing success.